Hello, fellow lightworkers and spiritual warriors. Welcome to the April 2024 edition of the 5D Messages from Mount Shasta. I am Dr. Christina Samesha, intuitive guide and author. I have been posting monthly podcasts of channeled messages from Mount Shasta, root chakra of the planet, to inspire and support fellow lightworkers as we shift into a higher state of consciousness and help the collective with this ascension process. Please make sure to sign up on my YouTube or TikTok channel to receive my latest podcasts. Happy New Year! We made it through the winter, and with the spring equinox behind us, we are now stepping fully into the energy of 2024. Year number 8, the power year. And just as the saying goes, March came in like a lion and out like a lamb, and the energy definitely follows suit. We started out March bringing in that heavy energy we experienced in February. But thankfully it slowly dissipated throughout the month. Although I'm happy to report that I received the most views and comments from my March podcast, I was surprised to hear that so many of you experienced a difficult February. Hopefully you all had a slight reprieve last month. Although the energy lightened up a bit, most of March felt as though we were still in this holding pattern. At the beginning of the month, I personally also felt as though I was still being confronted with a lot of stuff that I thought I had dealt with already. I am not sure if this was part of our collective journey or because my birthday was approaching, but there were so many judgments I had about myself that used to whisper to me from time to time, but started downright screaming at me. I was judging my body, being single, not feeling inspired to write, and not making enough headway with my writing and social media, and even questioning moving here. Thank goodness I booked a session with the healer that a friend of mine recommended on my birthday, which really helped to clear some of this. I felt most of this weight lifted off me. However, I then found myself feeling very floaty for the rest of the month. But I finally gave myself permission to just be, which I had been struggling with since February. I even took a well-needed vacation to Maui for the spring equinox. I had been called to go to Mount Haleakala for the last few months. I have heard that there is an energetic connection between Mount Shasta and Maui. Although I had some anxiety about leaving, it was nice to have a change of scenery. On the last day of my trip, I even experienced a past life regression, which I haven't experienced in quite a while. I think this helped release something that was holding me back from my writing, because later that day, I finally felt inspired to write again. And after returning home, I woke up feeling like myself again. Thank goodness. I think the main message of March was to fully embrace the concept of being. We are, in fact, human beings, and it's time to let go of all this doing. As we transition into this new age, it is so important for us to shift this program of doing so much and to embrace just being. Part of what we were working on in February and March was likely this internal battle of letting go of these old paradigms that keep us in a state of busyness, as well as how we value ourselves. We do not have to earn our worth based on external measures of productivity, financial success, etc. I also believe we were in this holding pattern because we are energetically preparing for April. Everybody's feeling as though something huge is coming this month. I had predicted last year that April and September would be two of the most powerful months of 2024. We start off April in the middle of eclipse season, as well as Mercury going into retrograde on the 1st. We started eclipse season on March 25th with the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. I found that time to be interesting because the energy was super calm, almost too calm. Was it the calm before the storm that is coming on the 8th? We shall see. I have noticed so much fear-mongering about this upcoming total solar eclipse on April 8th. For us lightworkers, I believe the eclipse holds some powerful activation energy. I plan on taking a sacred pause and just being in that energy. Although April 8th is getting a lot of press, there will also be a powerful conjunction of Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus the week after, which may impact how we view our finances and how we value ourselves. Something to note is that the last time Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus was in 1941, and it feels as though we are headed towards some tumultuous times. Although there may be some big event, or events that transpire in the 3D matrix this month. We have to remember that there is nothing to fear. Eclipse seasons represent highly transformational times. We are continuing our journey of exposing the collective shadow, and the old system is collapsing. And in order for us to transform the world, more uncomfortable truths will be revealed. As I mentioned in last month's podcast, it is so important for all of us to continue letting go of our cognitive dissonance to truly see the extent to which our systems are dysfunctional, as well as stepping out of power dynamics that we have all been participating in. As a therapist, I believe that in order for change to occur, all of this dysfunction needs to be eliminated, and that is exactly what is transpiring. This is definitely a scary and painful process, but an important one. So no matter what happens, we need to continue staying grounded and not give in to fear or separation. Although with more of the darkness that is and will continue to be revealed, it is so easy to get discouraged and to doubt that things can ever change. I have to admit that there are so many times where doubts even creep into my mind. But I know in my soul that the world will change. It will not be in our timeline. It may not happen in our lifetime. It may take hundreds of years, but it is happening. Another thought that keeps plaguing my mind is, how do we really change the system? How do we stop paying taxes that are funding corruption? Where do we buy products that are produced by companies that actually have integrity? How do we stop those who are poisoning our earth, water, food, air, etc.? A question that has come across my mind several times this month is, why are we the only species on the planet that has to pay to live here? Something to ponder. I also know that many are wondering who to vote for in this upcoming US election. I personally have stopped participating in the system quite a while ago. I consider myself post-political. I believe that it is time to start the dialogue that the concept of government is part of this old paradigm. As I mentioned in my last podcast, if you look at the word government or to govern, there is an inherent power dynamic. If we are self-reliant, empowered, and sovereign beings, why do we need to be governed? If you really begin scrutinizing social constructs, most of the world is set up with these underlying victim mentality and power dynamics. We all need to examine where and how we are giving our power away and to stop accepting mediocrity. It is time for us to be idealistic and really examine the inherent flaws of this hierarchical system. People who have narcissistic tendencies gravitate toward positions of power, so why are we trusting any of them? Furthermore, something that still surprises me is how many people still admire celebrities, people who have large bank accounts, royal families, etc. People who hoard money, seek fame should not be revered. It's a sickness. As we step into the age of Aquarius, part of this evolution in consciousness is examining all of the underlying program dynamics that we hold and dismantle them. One of them being, no one is coming to rescue us. We need to begin making those changes so needed in the world, which begins on a philosophical level. We are laying the foundation of this new earth. It's a lot of work because we are dismantling programming that has occurred for centuries. We are approaching a time of intense energies, so please make sure you are taking care of yourself and give yourself enough time and grace to just be. So let's keep shining the light and focusing on creating a new earth. If you would like to know more, please follow me on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. You can also visit my website, Christina Psyd, that's Christina with the CH, PSYD, for more information regarding this collective evolution we are experiencing, as well as information regarding my book, The Journey of Discovering Inner Peace, which has many valuable tools that can be helpful in navigating this challenging yet amazing time. I'm so excited to be sharing another amazing month with all of you. Stay tuned for my next podcast in May. Sending all of you lots of love and light from the heart of Mount Shasta.